Hello and welcome to our Sagittarius New Moon Community Ceremony. We also have a very potent solar eclipse in Sagittarius happening at the same time, so I'm going to speak into both today. My name is Judy Keating and I'm the co-creative managing partner with Bonnie Salomon of Wise Transformation. And at Wise Transformation, our mission, we are two women intent on bringing elemental wisdom and feminine magic back into everyday life. So today I'm going to provide a program that will give you some ideas of some upcoming events that we have. And I'll call in Sacred Space and I'll talk to you about the timing. And if you're listening to the recording, give you a chance to journal on some questions that are Sagittarius and solar eclipse specific so that you can set up the new moon for yourself in just the right way. And that will also include some ceremonial guidance and a little extra information about the solar eclipse. And it'll take a little under an hour today, I think. So we wanted to let you know of an event that we have happening for 2021. In preparation for 2021, on December 28th and 29th, Bonnie Salomon and I are doing a class about relationships and relationship to self, relationship to family, relationship to community, and relationship to humanity. It's a 4-part segment. There'll be 2 segments on the 28th between 12 noon and 1:45, and 2 segments on the 29th at that same time. That's 12 noon, 1:45 Eastern Standard Time. And then we have a full day event on January 9th. This full day event is going to have lots of breaks in it, so it will not be that intense in terms of your time commitment, but there will be lots of fun, lots of joy, lots of exploration, and ways to get some concrete plans down for this coming year to step into the new energy that's coming. And some of that will be expressed today in what I'm going to share. So consider whether these events feel right to you. And we have a reduced price if you take both of them. If you do all 3 days, the hour and a half on the 28th, the hour and a half on the 29th, and the full day on the 9th, you get it all for $235. So in addition to that, you'll get a bonus if you sign up for both, which is a special reading with me for the year and doing a crystalline consciousness technique chart for you. But I wanted to call in Sacred Space here before we start talking about the moon. So when we call in Sacred Space on these calls, we connect to the living field of creation. It's always helpful to take a deep breath when we start these calls and bring your awareness fully into your body and get grounded with earth. Drop a grounding cord into the earth if that feels right to you. We just ask earth to ground us as we explore these questions in Sagittarius today. And we ask water to rejuvenate and allow us to play, to enjoy our exploration. And air, we just ask for deep breaths and a shifting so that we can see things from new perspectives. And to use the power of our intuition today. And fire, this is a very fiery time in the sky, with Sagittarius being a fire sign and the biggest, most burning of energy time in Sagittarius. We just ask for rest, which may seem counterintuitive, but we need to rest before we can grow. And this is a time of growth for us because it is a new moon. So we just ask that Spirit bring grace and trust to us in a way that we can know that we are exactly where we need to be. So as you're listening to this call, just relax into you're exactly where you are supposed to be. So when we have a new moon, like the Sagittarius new moon that's happening tomorrow, we have the ability to have like a fresh new start. It's a time of new beginning. And when we have a new moon, the sun and the moon are in the same archetype. And it's the start of a growing phase and a boost of energy. And with Sagittarius, we certainly get that and more. So let's talk about Sagittarius a little bit. Sagittarius is a fire sign. It teaches us about expansion. It's a dynamic, outgoing, truth-seeking explorer. It constantly quests for expansion by physically and energetically seeking out new ideas and territories. And some Sagittarius expression can be questing on the inner. I just wanted to be sure to say that. People who love to research or to get to the heart of something through inner guidance or meditation could be using the Sagittarius quester energy. And the purpose of the quest is to gain this new understanding, this new truth and meaning in our own lives, and bring it back to our group, our family, our community, our society, so that we can share the information. It passionately searches for the meaning of life through freedom, growth, and development. This sign takes a lot of fuel. A lot of fuel. So, as you're listening to this recording, tap into where you choose to expand next and set an intention for the start of our call today. So just tap into where do you want to have some expansion in your life? And I'm going to put on some music. Hopefully you had enough time to tap into where you wanted to expand your next in terms of this window. So as I said in the beginning, Sagittarius takes lots of fuel. So because this time can be very frenetic in the Northern Hemisphere, in the world around Christmas or Hanukkah, or whatever you celebrate, even if you celebrate like me, the winter solstice, it's this time. And so there's a lot of energy expansion. So Where do you need to contract so you have room and energy to expand? Decide your priorities for the holidays, and I would encourage you to do less and be more. Ask your heart, what do I want to commit to in the next 2 weeks and throughout the end of the year? What do I need to say no to so my yes is a full-on yes? So I wanted to give us time to reflect on that in today's call. So again, I'll just put some music on and you can make note of whatever is important for you. I got some great guidance. I hope you did as well. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that it is a solar eclipse before we look more at getting guidance around some questions with the elements. I'm borrowing this from foreverconscious.com. They had a great article, I thought, about the new moon solar eclipse. And this article focuses on the Sagittarius solar eclipse, and I wanted to just read a little bit from it for you. It says, there is so much fresh energy on offer for us under this eclipse. It brings the promise of brand new beginnings, fresh starts, and the opportunity to set wheels in motion. And it's December 14th and 15th, depending on where you live. We have a totally new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius. Solar eclipses are like potent new moons and unlock a door to a new portal of energy. This article goes on to say, the strong, abundant energy flowing around this eclipse may also bring some gifts and rewards our way. This will be extra amplified by Saturn, who on a few days later on December 17th, will leave Capricorn where it has been for the last 2.5 years for the sign of Aquarius. It is said that whenever Saturn leaves one zodiac sign for another, we are gifted and rewarded for all of the hard work we have achieved. The energy of the solar eclipse has the power to amplify these gifts and rewards. So think about where you have felt most challenged and where you have done the most growth. And then stay open to any gifts and rewards that may be illuminated for you under this energy. It goes on to talk about the galactic center. And it says, the universe is always offering things to us, but we have to be in an open state to notice and receive these offerings. The fastest way to get into a state of receiving is to shift our mindset. And the easiest way to do that is to focus on abundance, appreciation, and gratitude as often as we can. And there was one other thought in this I wanted to share. It says the Sagittarius solar eclipse is also connected to the eclipses we experienced back in June of 2020. In fact, this solar eclipse is directly linked to the lunar eclipse we had on June 5th, 2020. Do you remember what was called to be released from your life under that June lunar eclipse? Whatever empty space you have been working with since that time, will blossom flowers under the presence of this December solar eclipse. So I'm going to put the link to this article. Not only is it on the page in front of you, but it will be in the email that goes out, because I really like this article a lot. It has some really good energy to it and a lot of good information. So we want to be aware that we're having the Sagittarius solar eclipse and the new moon. So this opening of more joy, more ability to start anew, to start fresh, and to continue heading in the way of truth and meaning in your life. And I say continue heading because I think with the pandemic and the challenges that we've had in 2020, we have an opportunity to really embrace the gifts that we have worked so hard for this year, the gifts of family, the gifts of community, the gifts of knowing ourselves better, of the reading we probably got a chance to do, and so many other things. So I did want to speak into the solar eclipse today. So we use the Elemental Forces of Creation Oracle created by Lisa Michaels. And we ask questions of the elements. So in the earth physical realm, the question that came through was, what containment is needed for my creation to expand? For any creation to become fruitful, it has to have containment. And it could be that we need to grow a container. You know, our current container may not be big enough, but what containment is needed for my creation to expand is the question that we're looking at in this Sagittarius new moon. And I pulled the card for the collective from the deck of structure and form. If you have a deck of your own of these cards or another deck of cards that you like, I encourage you to pull a card for each of the elements. But we're working with earth right now, physical structure and form. And we're asking ourselves this question about containment. So again, I'll put on some music and give you a few minutes. And if I move too fast and you have the recording, I encourage you to pause. It's not my intent to move too fast. So I'll just play music for a few minutes and let you see what comes through for this question. Okay, now we're going to move on to water. And water is the emotional realm. And I pulled a card for the collective emotional maturity. And the question that came through is, what emotional boundaries need to be set to expand my creation? Water is the emotional realm, and this is a time when we can overgive of our time, of our energy, of our attention, of our, we might overspend. And so we may need to set some emotional boundaries and focus on what we're trying to expand, not only for this next 2 weeks, but going forward. So just feel into your heart, maybe put your hand on your heart and just see if this question resonates for you. And if it doesn't, ask what message water has for you specifically during this time. Really let yourself go to the feeling realm, put your hand on your heart, sit a minute or two and see what comes to you. Give yourself as much time as you need. On the call, we're going to move on to air, but if you need more time with water, please take it. So the air realm is the mental realm, but it's also where our imagination lives. It's where our spark of ingenuity lives. It's where the ability to see things that maybe haven't come to fruition yet. It's the power of our intention. So it's also the area of vibration, and vibration is the mental realm is very much affected by the emotional realm. Even though we talk about the elements individually, they're all very much married to each other, and that's what forms creation. So what vibration is needed to expand my creation? So you want to think about the higher realms of feeling, of thought. What vibration is needed to expand my creation? And when I pulled a card for the collective for air, I got breath. So sometimes taking a deep breath is really important when we're creating and when we need to move forward, and really in everyday life. And most of us don't breathe deep. So think about the breath card if you don't have a deck, or pull one from the deck you have, and have whatever card you get help answer the question, what vibration is needed to expand my creation? Hope you got to take some deep breaths while you considered what vibration is needed to expand your creation. This is coming together quite well for me, and I hope it is for you. So we're going to move to fire, which we should really be getting a lot of information from in this Sagittarius New Moon and Sagittarius lunar eclipse or solar eclipse. And fire is about the action realm. It's also about transformation. And I pulled the sensuality card from the deck. So it could be about sitting by a warm fire or having a cup of warm tea or hot chocolate, or sitting under a warm blanket, reading a good book. Could be part of one of the actions you need to expand your creation. Remember, this Sagittarius fire can be so intense that rest is a part of it because it can burn us out. So be sure to plan some sensual activities in the next few weeks for yourself. Take good care. But if you focus with fire, you can imagine there's a flame in front of you or look at a candle. What actions do I need to take to expand my creation? Whatever you're focusing on the next 2 weeks. And pull a card if you need to from your own deck. And again, I'll put on some music. Okay, hopefully you got a good message from Fire about how to really harness this time of expansion, of joy, of figuring out your own truth and going for it, but also resting. So the spirit cards are obviously about the spiritual realm, your relationship to the divine of your understanding, whatever that is. And when I pulled from the Elemental Forces of Creation Oracle for the collective, I got the card, The Power of Choice. And the question was, how do I ignite my inner illumination to expand my co-creative capacity with spirit? So how do I ignite my inner illumination to expand my co-creative capacity with spirit? And if you like the Power of Choice card, that's what I pulled for the collective. What do you choose at this time? In your relationship with the divine or spirit, what do you choose? So we'll take some time with this question as well. So now it's time to pull it all together. When you look at the messages that you've been given from earth, air, water, fire, and spirit, what's the unified field message as you look at the next few weeks in terms of using this incredible truth-seeking, questing energy, this biggest of all fires, to ignite and illuminate joy, truth, meaning, hope for yourself? What unified field message do you get? Take me just a second to put on some music for that. Just wanted to remind you that because we're in this time of expansion, whatever you focus on will expand. And really what you want to aim for in this time is what's really true for you. Doesn't need to be true for anybody else. What is true for you? Celebrate that in this time. So great to be with everyone. Thank you for being with us in 2020. We so appreciate everyone who tunes in to our new and full moon gatherings. And I wanted to be sure you knew that Monday, December 21st, Bonnie Salomon will be hosting an incredible winter solstice community ceremony, because in addition to it being winter solstice, we have an incredible conjunction happening that day with Jupiter and Saturn. in moving into Aquarius, allowing for a greater humanitarian ideal to really come to the planet here. So do tune into that call. We'll be sending out an email link, and I'll put an announcement on YouTube with the link as well. But mark your calendar for December 21st at noon Eastern Time in the US for Bonnie Salomon and Wise Transformations Winter Solstice Community Ceremony. So look forward to it with you, and have a great next couple of weeks. Be really good to yourself. Thank you again for listening, and I hope you have a great couple weeks. Take care.